Gojoseon, the First Korean Kingdom. Long before the mighty armies of Goguryeo marched across the north, long before Silla's golden crowns and the elegance of Goryeo and Joseon, there was an ancient kingdom wrapped in myth, mystery, and the earliest sparks of Korean identity. This was Gojoseon, the First Korean Kingdom. The Legend of Dangun. Korean tradition says Gojoseon began in 2333 BCE, with one of the most iconic founding stories in East Asia. According to legend, Dangun Wangam, born from a heavenly prince named Hwanung and a bear woman transformed into a human, established the first Korean state. Whether historical or not, the myth matters because it shows how ancient Koreans viewed kingship. A ruler chosen by heaven. A kingdom tied to nature and sacred animals. And a shared origin story that unified later Korean dynasties. The historical kingdom emerges. Outside the myth, archaeology and early Chinese records suggest Gojoseon rose around the early 1st millennium BCE. It likely grew out of Bronze Age tribal confederations across northern Korea, southern Manchuria. Over time, these tribes formed a centralized state with a king, known as Wang. Social classes. Organized farming. Advanced bronze weaponry. By the 4th to 3rd century BCE, Gojoseon was strong enough to appear in Chinese chronicles like the Shurji. Life inside Gojoseon. This early kingdom created one of the oldest legal systems on the peninsula, the 8 prohibitions, strict laws against murder, theft, adultery, and violence. It marked the shift from clan customs to a true legal state. Culturally, Gojoseon thrived in the Bronze Age world. Intricately crafted bronze knives and daggers. Animal-shaped ornaments. Early walled towns. Rice and millet farming. People practiced shamanism, ancestor rituals, and seasonal festivals that would echo through thousands of years of Korean culture. Rivals, trade, and the rise of Wyman. By the 3rd century BCE, Gojoseon controlled major trade routes between China and the peninsula. This led to tension with the neighboring state of Yen. One dramatic turn came when Wyman, a Yen general fleeing north, sought refuge in Gojoseon. He was welcomed, but later overthrew the king and founded Wyman Joseon around 194 BCE. Despite the coup, Wyman Joseon is still considered part of Gojoseon's history, and under his rule the kingdom expanded its influence even further. The fall of Gojoseon, 108 BCE. Gojoseon's growing power alarmed the Han dynasty. In 109 to 108 BCE, the Han launched a massive invasion. After fierce battles, the kingdom fell, and the Han established several commanderies, the most famous being Lelang, which shaped the region for generations. But Gojoseon's story didn't end there. Its traditions and culture lived on through successor states like Bio, Goguryeo, Okjeo, and Dongye. Among them, Goguryeo would rise to dominate the later Three Kingdoms era, carrying Gojoseon's legacy forward. In the end, Gojoseon wasn't just the first kingdom. It was the birth of Korean political identity. The foundation of early law, culture, and religion. And the ancient origin story that lies at the heart of Korean civilization.